Hi, folks. Master Moonjoy here again from Action Coach. We're so delighted to have you here on another of our sessions on Transformation Tuesday. And today we have Cyreca McGaw-Smith. She's the CEO of McGaw and Company, and she'll be sharing today about her business and the challenges that she went through in COVID and what she did to overcome them. So, Cyreca, welcome to our session today.
Thank you for having me, Coach Marcia.
Awesome. So, Cyreca, we're talking about accounting firm. So, everybody, that's what Cyreca's company is. And so, you've heard so many of our business owners before talk about the importance of knowing their numbers. And we have the queen of numbers today. So, Cyreca, the first thing I want you to do is tell us a little bit about your business, McGaw and Company. Tell us about it. What do you do, and how do you help business owners?
Okay. Once again, thank you for having me, Marcia. It's a pleasure. My company, McGaw Company, we started 10 years ago. We're celebrating our 10th year anniversary. And
Congratulations.
thank you. Throughout the 10 years, what we have been able to do is help small businesses recognize that their business is more than just selling.
Mm-hmm.
They are numbers, and the business do have numbers, and the numbers tell the story of the business. So what we have been able to do is help them to learn the story of their business by helping them to see their numbers. And we're talking about numbers, we're talking about their profit and loss statements, their balance sheet, their cash flows, even to some point their budgets as well. We have also been able to help them to be compliant, which is very important when you're in a business, compliant with the tax authorities, compliant with the company's Office of Jamaica as well. So we have been able to help them to achieve some amount of freedom when it comes to financial literacy and financial compliance.
Mm-hmm. Now, as you said, financial literacy and financial compliance. So, many times when we talk to business owners, you hear they only look at the numbers once a year and it's tax time.
Mm-hmm.
So, one of the things that I've noticed is that business owners think of their numbers as only when it's time to pay the government taxes, and they're trying to find every way not to do so. So, what
Absolutely.
are some of the ways in which you have been able to overcome this challenge with your clients?
Okay. Over the years, that has been my experience, Marcia. But what we have been able to do as well, once you come to us as a client, it is important that proper records are kept. And
Mhm.
we walk through with our clients what is meant by proper records. If it is even having a box to put a receipt or stuff like that, source document, we ensure that they understand the importance of keeping proper records, because ultimately this is what is going to be used to file their tax returns.
Mhm. All right. And so when you say proper records, I want everybody to kind of understand that these are some of the services that Cyreca offers. So, Cyreca, I have on the screen the flyer up in your business. I want you to just walk us through some of the things here that are on this screen here.
Absolutely, Marcia. So, you're just starting a business. Of course, we're there for you. We take you through the registration process. So, whether you're registering as a limited liability, sole trader, partnership, we do the registration for you. Of course, we don't just leave you there, which is what we have recognized is an issue. Once you're registered, you may think that's it, but no, 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 that is not it. We take you through the process of running your business, which I had mentioned prior, which is keeping your proper records, ensuring that your accounting are done either monthly, quarterly. In some cases, you may want to do it annually, but as Coach Marcia would advise, that is not advisable because you want to see where you are in your business at any time. So we offer that service as well. Uh, Payroll, if you have your staff, we also run your payroll and file your monthly statutory returns as well. Of course, if you may need TCC, we're there for you as well. Whenever March 15 comes around, which is the due date for filing your year-end return, we are also there for you. So we are there for you every step of the way, Marcia.
So it sounds to me, Sarika, like it's not just the products that you're doing, but you are a financial partner from that perspective for your clients, because you're helping them to ensure they understand the numbers in their business. So many times you've heard me say that the purpose of the numbers in your business is not for the taxman or for the banker, but it is to make informed decisions.
Correct. You're absolutely right. Of course, apart from bridging the gap between tax office and company's office, we also ensure that our clients see the numbers. It's not about money coming in, but it's also about what is going out as well. A lot of the times, clients tend to know what their sales are, but they don't know what they're spending on. And of course, when we bring this together for them and they look at their P&L and they're like, really? This is what I'm spending on, utility is on perhaps costing, which is a big issue with a lot of business owners. This is they're amazed when they look at the figures, and I've also sat with a lot of them on a monthly basis to go through this, and as a result of that, they're able to make decisions in their business that have proven to help them save dollars.
All right, Sarika, I'm a prior banker and you're an accountant, and I'm a coach. And I'm going to tell you, over the 10 or 11 years, one of the things I keep hearing accountants say is not that they don't want to give their business owner clients accounts on a monthly basis, is that many of them don't want to pay for it because they want to wait till the end of the year because it is cheaper. And then the second thing I've heard accountants say is that even though they may prepare the numbers for them, getting the business owners to sit down and really look at it is so hard. So even though you may want to say, come and meet with me, let's look at your numbers on a monthly basis, you can't get them to look at it. And so talk about that for me a little bit. And what would you say to these business owners?
That is absolutely true, Marcia. I'm not going to say all my clients do sit and look at the numbers. That you have others, they're just, oh, Cyreca, we just trust you. Do what you're doing. We don't need to know anything else. That is absolutely the case. But my clients will tell you that I am very miserable. Looking at me, you may not think so, but I am actually. So at times I'll argue with my clients. I said, no, you need to know what is going on with your business. Of course, times they will say, some of the clients will say, it's okay. But there are other times when I do convince clients to actually sit and look at their numbers. It's not 100%.
And I want to say something to support Sarika on this. Let me just talk to you all here right now. There's one thing that nobody wants to spend money on, and that is getting a good accountant. You prefer to spend the money on the car, on the equipment, or whatever, but I want to say something to you. Your numbers are your report card and is your friend in your business. And therefore, you need to spend and invest the money in an accountant who will give you the right information. No matter go cook no books, where you have one book here and one book for the tax man. That is rubbish, right? So to make sure that you are a person of integrity and that you have the accounts being prepared, because the accounts are simply a reflection of all the decisions that you have made in your business, good or bad.
And can I just interject a little, Marcia? You may also have a good accountant, right? But if you're not keeping the proper records, then your accountant can't do much for you, because that's the source documents in which they operate from. So it's important to keep those records.
Exactly. So when I go into a client to work with them and I'm saying, how often are you getting it? And they tell me on an annual basis. I said, no, if you're going to coach with me, then you're going to have to get your accounts on a monthly basis. And when I talk with the accountants, which is one of the things I do with the clients, is that I'm hearing that the business owner does not give them information on a timely basis. And secondly, that they aren't willing to make the investment in having their accounts on a monthly basis. So, folks, I'm going to say to you, if your intention is to build a successful business, which in Action Coach we call a commercial, profitable enterprise, then you need to be able to ensure that you know every single month whether you're making a profit, and so that you can adjust your strategies in the coming month. If you wait until the end of the year, you will not be able to influence those results. So it's
Absolutely.
really important that you get monthly accounts so you can know what your margins are, you can know whether you're making a profit or not, and then you can make the necessary adjustments. And you heard Sarika talk about budgeting. You also need to do cash flow forecasting. So, Sarika, during the pandemic, one of the things that everybody immediately had to start looking at was their cash flow. So I want to talk to you now about when the pandemic hit, what was the impact on your business and what are some of the things that you did to overcome them?
Okay. All right. So when the pandemic hit, of course, it's our clients first, and it's a domino effect. Because
Mhm,
once our clients got it, we also got it. So our some of our clients had to close their doors.
mhm,
Um, Others, their transaction decreased so much, it affect our charge out rate. So
mhm,
those two were major hit to us.
mhm,
And also the way in which we operated had to change significantly. So we basically had to move our operations offline.
mhm, mhm.
So sorry,
Okay.
online.
You had to go online in order to
Right.
be, sorry, we had a production error there. Yes.
Right.
So
So
you had
also,
to move your business online for people to be able to interact with you. Mm-hmm.
right, we were actually online, but not fully. So
Mm-hmm.
the changeover was kind it's was seamless because we were actually heading there. So
Mm-hmm.
it's really forced our operation into full mode online, which we're currently
Mm-hmm.
doing because we do have staff members who are working from home now as a result of that.
Mm-hmm. Now, when you went online, what did this mean for you? What did it allow you to be able to do? I know about some of the wins you had.
Okay, of course, Marcia, I in fact had COVID, right? I was down with COVID, and it was in the middle of my training session with Vision Achievers, which I was grateful that it was online. So
Mm-hmm.
I was able to complete my coaching session with BN
Scotiabank. Mm-hmm.
Scotiabank Vision Achievers.
Mm-hmm.
So online, COVID did something great for me there. Sorry, I had to laugh because I was able to complete nonetheless because of the COVID diagnosis.
And there you are with the Scotiabank head of retail, Perrin, and you're there with with me as your coach, and then other persons. You are one of the top three winners, as a matter of fact, in that Vision Achiever cohort this year.
I am still in awe because I did not see it coming. And I
Mhm,
think because I had so many things going, the struggle, with COVID and also the death of my mother-in-law, that
mhm.
I really put out the effort to completing the coaching sessions. I'm
So,
still.
Sirika, I want to say this. You are in that program. You put everything into it. And I asked you, let's go a little bit back to you being online.
Sure.
So, in addition to you being online too, one of the things that allowed you to do was to be able to get clients outside of Jamaica.
Oh, yes. Oh yes, yes, yes. Thank
You
you
see,
for
don't worry, the coach
remembering
have to
that.
help you. The coach
Yes,
has to
thank
help
you for.
you. Absolutely.
Okay, while doing the coaching session, I actually increased my marketing efforts. So we basically started doing advertising online, Google. We ramped up our Google thing, and as a result of that, we were seen by persons in Dominican Republic, who is now our client,
Mhm.
monthly client, and we also got some clients in the US as well, which was
Yes.
a big win for us during that era, that pandemic era. Sorry. So
Mhm.
I am grateful that I actually was a part of the program. Had I not been, I probably wouldn't have put in so much effort into the marketing aspect of it, because that's the real reason why I went into it. Being an accountant, marketing is not at the forefront of my mind. I'm more a back end worker. So yeah, that increased our marketing effort a lot.
So what I want you to hear, folks, with Sarika speaking, she's an accountant, and she normally, like accountants and doctors, they don't remember that they're also business owners themselves. And
Correct.
so when Sarika came into the program, it's her recognizing that, listen, while I provide support to all these businesses here, financial reporting, etc., and taxes and so on, and accounting services, I'm a business owner myself. And so Sarika, in that COVID, stepped up to the challenge of one, getting her business fully online, and then embracing the concepts of marketing and putting herself and her company out there so that she got the attention of not just clients in Jamaica, but outside of Jamaica. So I want to hear in this story that she made the transition from just saying, okay, I provide accounting services, to I'm a business owner and I need to grow my business. And she
Yeah.
did that with marketing. She made the shift of going fully online so that she could support. And as you said, she got some very big contracts. And
Yes.
those are some of the things, by the way, that made Cyreca one of the top 3 winners in the Scotia Vision Achiever program. You
Mhm.
know, so Cyreca, congratulations. But
Thank
as
you.
you rightly said, you lost your mother-in-law. Is that correct?
Yes, in February.
Yourself came down with COVID, and so it was a challenging time. Some of us didn't even know Cyreca,
I
you
know.
know? And so when you won, when you heard you were one of the top 3, I remembered you were extremely emotional about that. Tell us a little bit about that, because I know you had to overcome some challenges.
Um, Even just talking about it now, I'm a little tear-eyed, right?
Mhm.
But my mother-in-law was the one who actually suggested that I entered the Scotiabank Vision Achievers program,
Mhm.
and she sent me the flyer, and I signed up and went to do my pitch, and she was there. How was it? How was it? And everything. And when I was selected, oh my God, she was so elated. And while doing the program, that's when she actually passed away. So being announced as one of the top winners, it was as if she was there with me, Marcia, cheering me on, and I just was overwhelmed with emotion, and I started crying. You were there and you saw the emotion, so it wasn't just about being recognized as one of the top winners. It was just being winning this for her. It was all about that for me.
Yeah, because she's the one that said to you, go into the program.
Yes.
And it changed your life, it changed your business, and it opened up, because when you're a winner in the Scotiabank Vision Achievers program, you win prizes. And so it also puts you on a different level in terms of the exposure and so on. So we were very proud of you, Cyreca. But I'm also going to say I'm also proud of you because when you stood there and you were giving the vote of thanks, you weren't just a winner, but you also were chosen to give the vote of thanks on behalf of the company. And you shared your story as well. It was one of courage.
Yeah.
And I always say to everyone, these sessions that we are doing is about real people getting real results, about real people facing real challenges, and despite them, getting up and going on. Sarika, you spoke about overcoming COVID, you spoke about your mother in law passing. What was a mindset you had to have to get through this period?
Um, a very determined one.
Mhm,
Of course, I had my vision in my mind, and I knew what I wanted to achieve, where I
mhm,
wanted to go, and I also know what I needed to do to
mhm,
have done that. And it honestly it paid off. Marcia, we're at a new location, and I've hired 3 persons since the program, and our sales, our revenue have increased significantly as well. And I'm looking forward to taking myself out of the business because that's what I want to do. That is
okay.
my ultimate goal, taking myself out of the business. And I have also systemized myself, systemized. Oh my God. I can't even talk about that much because if I don't have that in place, I'm not going to be able to take myself out. And we are, I would say, 3/4 we get there, systemizing
Mhm,
everything so I can take myself out.
mhm. So you see her, what she's talking about, folks, is that she has a goal. So there is the vision of the business, but as a business owner, her goal is one day to be able to step out of the business. So in Action Coach, we said a commercial, profitable enterprise that can
That's it.
run without you in it. And
Correct.
that's her objective.
Yes, it
And
is.
how you do that is, you heard Sirika say, we have to systemize, systems, folks, because systems run a business and the people run the systems and use the
Correct.
systems. And what you need to do as a leader is to lead the people and to hold them accountable to using the systems and delivering on the results and objectives of the company. So excellent, excellent. I mean, I saw that courage in action, Sarika, and I've watched you over the years build this
Yeah.
business, and I'm extremely proud of you, and I know your mother-in-law would be as well. Now, I want to also talk about, every session we ask, it's, people learn from mistakes. And wise people learn from the mistakes of others. So smart people learn from their mistakes, but wise people learn from the mistakes of others. So, Sarika, I want you to share with everyone here at least one or two mistakes that you have made, that you have learned from, that hopefully by you sharing today, others will not have to make.
Okay. I spoke about one already, and it is really systemizing. My mistake is not systemizing early enough.
Mhm.
So if I had done that, the business would be in a better position than it is right now. So that is one of my first mistake. The second one is hiring the wrong people.
Mm.
Hiring has been a headache for me over the past couple of years. And, I don't know how to really get it right, but there is a saying too that you what? Hire slow and fire fast. I believe in that.
Mhm. Absolutely. So one is so you learned by ensuring that, listen, if I'm going to be successful and I have to and I want to have this business run without me, then I need to make sure I have the right people
Mm-hmm.
in the right seats on
Seems
the bus. And so hiring, and folks, the people we have are the people we're keeping. And so if they're not performing at the level and you are not doing anything about it, then you are contributing to the lack of results that are
you're
achieving in
getting.
your company or not achieving. All right. So it's very important. That's a big one, Sarika. And sometimes we recognize we've made a mistake, but then
Mm-hmm.
we're afraid to have the difficult discussions and then to go through the process of offboarding that team member. But the longer you wait is the more you delay your results. All right.
Correct.
So very important. That's one. Any other mistakes, Sarika? And
So
the
that's two, the
systemizing. Two,
systemizing and
systemizing. Right.
hiring. Right.
All right. So
Choosing
one,
the wrong client too.
what was that?
Choosing the wrong client.
Aha. Talk a little
Yeah.
bit more about that, Sarika.
When I just started out, I'd accept any client because you want to build a business. But then when further into, you know, the business, of course, you realize I realize that that really doesn't work because you have clients who waste your time. They call you for
Mhm,
everything. You have those who don't pay, or when they
mhm,
do pay, they don't pay on time. And
mhm,
I've had to let go of clients as a result of that because I've recognized that my time is important and also money is important because I have to pay staff who provide these services.
mhm.
So choosing the right client is important. You may not know upfront that this is not the right client for you, but over time you will. And as a result of that, you don't be afraid to also let go of that client because it doesn't work out in the end either for your business.
Absolutely. That. Thank you for sharing that one, Sarika, because you're so right. In addition to systemizing, in addition to getting the right people in the right seats on the bus and hiring the right people and making sure you offboard them if they're not, it's also to make sure that you also look at your client base. I'm going to say something to you folks. You do your best business with your ideal clients. You do your best service. You do your best. You are at your best with your ideal client. We call them
Absolutely.
A type of clients. So I want you to really think about who is your A type of client because that's who you want to target and that is who you want to serve. Because I'm going to tell you, clients who what we call C can't deal with and D dead, they actually may be costing you money
Hmm.
because of the time and effort you put in trying to chase them down to get things to do what they need to do. In the end, you actually spend more time than you're even billing for.
Correct.
So I really want you to look at your relationships must also be profitable. I had to do that with a CEO where, yes, it contributed a lot to his sales line, but when we looked, this client was so unprofitable and it was eating into the profitability of the business. And we have to be willing and courageous and smart enough to say, listen, I'm going to have to part from you. All right. So it's very important that we choose and know who is our ideal client. So, Sarika, right now, in the midst of COVID, in the midst of everything, and you see that businesses are now, we're coming out of lockdown days. We only have one now, and hopefully we won't have any more. And hopefully the curfew numbers will be hours will be extended. What is your what is inspiring you now as we go forward? We're moving into 2022. What inspires you now as a business owner?
Several things, but I'm gonna touch on probably two.
Mhm.
One, which is personal, my children. I want to leave a legacy for them. So each day I get up and I put on my best to try and move this business forward so I can leave something for them. Two is the business, of course, and my clients. They inspire me each day when whenever we complete a task for them and they come back to us and say thank you. Or, boy, if it wasn't for you, I don't know what I would do. So that gives me drive, it gives me motivation and the determination to go forward and to know that the business is doing something and making an impact in the lives of our clients. If it is even one client, it's making an impact.
That's awesome. That is awesome, Sarika. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I want, if you had one message, not just one message that you want to leave, because every single business needs an accountant. If there is one message that you would want to leave with every one of the business owners listening to you today, what would that be?
Okay. You don't necessarily have to have an accountant,
Mhm.
right? But you do need to know your numbers. It depends on the level that you're in your business. Some might be able to um, hire an accountant, some may not. But you do need to know your numbers. So
Mhm.
make an effort to get to know your numbers. In knowing your numbers, you will know your business and it will help you to be successful in your business.
Absolutely. And I want to say, folks, while you may not hire an accountant in your company, you need an accounting partner.
Correct.
So you may not have an accountant on your payroll, but you will need the services of someone who is able to do your final review of your accounts and to make sure that everything is in line with accounting principles and that you're compliant. So accounting firms are very important partners for you. And I know as Sarika was sharing, that there are certain services that they can provide, whether you want them to take all of it or some of it, whether they work with a bookkeeper internally. The most important thing is you don't have to hire a full time accountant in your business, but you do need a partner who is going to help you to ensure that you are able to get sound financial records. All
I,
right?
I would normally say you focus on your core function and let us focus on ours. So
Absolutely.
outsourcing to us will allow you to do that.
And that's it, outsourcing. And that's one of the things you want to be able to do to folks. As you're systemizing, you don't have to do everything internally. One of the things now is how can you outsource some of the functions because you cannot be an expert at all things. Many persons are doing that, and you can do that with accounting as well. So, Sarika, I want to thank you so much for sharing with us. We wish you all the best in your leaving that legacy. I know McGaw Company will not just be a local name, it's a regional name right now as you continue to help others and as you continue to help business owners to transform their lives and their businesses, which is our purpose as well. And how you're doing that is providing them with the services that they will need to know if they are indeed a commercial, profitable company so that they can grow their wealth and have a bright future. So, Sarika, thank you so much for being with us
Thank
today.
you for having me. It was a pleasure.
You are more than welcome. So, folks, listen out for our next Transformation Tuesdays. Get your numbers together. And if you don't, one more time, I'm sharing the information for Sarika. She's on 2 Seymour Avenue, Kingston 6. She can be contacted at 876-569-3246. And I love her email, your accountant at mcgowancompany.com. All right. So, folks, have a wonderful evening. Take care.